Disclaimer: the information provided in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before starting any new health routine, especially if you have pre-existing medical conditions. There is a quiet, terrifying theft happening inside your body at this very moment, and if you have crossed the threshold of 60, you are standing directly in the thief's path. It does not announce itself with sudden pain or dramatic symptoms. Instead, it operates in absolute silence, slowly gnawing away at the very foundation of your physical existence. Welcome to EldraFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. We are breaking the silence on a hidden biological catastrophe that most conventional discussions completely ignore: the ruthless, progressive decay of your muscle mass, a condition known as sarcopenia. This is not merely a natural, gentle consequence of blowing out 60 candles on a birthday cake. It is an aggressive, systematic cannibalization of your flesh. Every single day that you spend sitting in a chair, every evening you rest on the couch feeling safely relaxed, your body is making a calculated, dark decision. It decides that your leg muscles are nothing but dead weight. Without your knowledge, it begins to dismantle the microscopic protein fibers that allow you to stand, walk, and hold your head high. In their place, it leaves behind a soft, hollow, and fragile matrix of fat. Imagine the sheer horror of waking up one morning, looking at a flight of stairs, and realizing your legs simply no longer possess the structural integrity to carry you up. This is the tragic reality facing millions who choose to ignore the warning signs. By the time you notice that your steps are becoming shorter, that your balance is slightly wavering, or that rising from a low sofa requires an exhausting push of your arms, more than 30% of your vital muscle tissue has already vanished into thin air, never to return. If you remain passive, this silent erosion will ruthlessly strip away your independence, transforming you into a prisoner within your own home, completely reliant on the charity and strength of others just to navigate the simplest moments of daily life. But the narrative does not have to end in despair. There is a profound, almost secret pathway to fighting back. Deep within our biological architecture lies the capacity to shock these dying muscles back to life, to force the body to halt the destruction and begin an immediate process of reconstruction. It requires no expensive equipment or agonizing gym regimes. Instead, it relies on 3 precise, highly targeted rituals that you can perform in your own home, taking less than 2 minutes each. However, you must understand that the exact chronological order of these techniques is non-negotiable. They are designed to unlock your biology in a specific sequence, and altering the steps will completely collapse the chain reaction. Even more astonishingly, the final phase of this routine utilizes a powerful, organic catalyst that you likely throw directly into the trash can every single week, totally blind to the fact that you are discarding the ultimate cellular key to muscle rejuvenation. We will reveal exactly what that ingredient is at the very end of this presentation. If you are ready to defend your strength, protect your dignity, and reclaim the vibrant, fiercely independent future that belongs to you, please take a quick second to subscribe to our channel right now. Your subscription gives us the profound motivation required to continue researching and delivering these life-saving truths to our global family. Before we expose the first physical mechanism, I ask you to look deeply into your current reality and reflect on this crucial choice. Option A: I have recently noticed my legs feeling weaker, heavier, or less reliable, but I mistakenly accepted it as an unavoidable curse of aging. Option B: I completely refuse to let my body decay, and I am fully committed to taking immediate action to reclaim my physical power. Please type A or B in the comment section below right now. Your voice matters, and your answer will help spark a wave of collective strength across our entire community. To decisively halt this internal destruction and spark the rebirth of your fading muscle fibers, we must first repair the broken bridge between your brain and your physical frame. When we pass the age of 60, a tragic neurological shutdown begins to take place beneath the surface of our skin. The microscopic sensory receptors embedded within your muscles and deep connective tissues, known to science as mechanoreceptors, fall into a profound, stagnant state of hibernation. These tiny switches are responsible for sending constant electrical feedback to your central nervous system, demanding that a rich supply of oxygen and essential amino acids be delivered to your legs. When you sit for hours or live a primarily sedentary life, these switches flip completely off. Your brain literally forgets that your legs exist, interpreting the lack of signals as proof that these muscles are obsolete weight. Consequently, the brain cuts off the vital nutrient supply lines, leaving your muscles to wither away from starvation. This is precisely why conventional exercises often fail or cause injury after 60. You cannot rebuild muscle tissue when the underlying electrical grid is completely dead. The first essential technique in our sequence attacks this neurological blackout from the outside, using raw external mechanical activation that takes less than 2 minutes to execute. This is the exact moment where the practice of dry brushing transforms from a simple luxury spa routine into a powerful weapon of muscle preservation. When you take a firm, high-quality brush made of completely natural bristles and sweep it across your dry skin before stepping into the shower, you are not performing a superficial beauty trick. You are launching a massive, coordinated neurological awakening. The intense mechanical friction against the skin fires a torrent of electrical impulses directly up your spinal cord, shocking your brain out of its complacency and forcing it to immediately reopen the vascular floodgates to your lower limbs. This deliberate stimulation reestablishes deep muscle circulation, pulling stagnant, toxic blood out of the microcapillaries and flooding the starved muscle bellies with fresh, nutrient-dense blood. Furthermore, this specific mechanical pressure is the only way to restart your body's sluggish, heavily burdened lymphatic system. Unlike your cardiovascular system, which enjoys the constant rhythmic power of your heart to pump blood, the lymphatic system is entirely pumpless. It is a vast, passive drainage network that depends exclusively on external physical pressure and the squeezing of nearby muscles to transport cellular waste away from your tissues. When you remain still, metabolic waste products pool heavily in your calves and ankles, creating a highly toxic, inflamed environment where muscle fibers are choked and rendered incapable of synthesizing protein. By dry brushing, you artificially create that missing mechanical pump. However, the spatial geometry of this technique requires absolute, flawless precision. You must always begin at the absolute soles of your feet and brush in firm, deliberate circular motions, moving steadily upward toward your groin. This specific upward trajectory works in perfect harmony with the one-way valves inside your lymphatic vessels. If you brush randomly, or if you sweep the brush from top to bottom, you are not helping your anatomy. You are actively destroying it by smashing those fragile valves, trapping the toxic fluids permanently, and accelerating muscle decay. 2 minutes of consistent directional pressure covering your calves, shins, and thighs is all it takes to clear the blockages. A critical safety boundary must be strictly respected. Never apply this firm brush to broken, irritated, or infected skin, and completely avoid brushing directly over varicose veins that are raised, tender, or inflamed. Instead, carefully work around those delicate areas. Our goal is deep restorative stimulation of the nerves and vessels, not destructive friction on already stressed, fragile tissues. Once the neurological grid has been awakened and the toxic lymphatic debris is cleared from your tissues, your muscle fibers are primed, but they remain profoundly empty. They are starving for the oxygen and raw materials required to halt their decay. To force-feed these dormant tissues, we must introduce a powerful physiological catalyst known as thermal hemodynamics through the practice of contrast leg showers. As we cross the age of 60, the microscopic blood vessels that weave through our muscles become stiff, narrow, and ghost-like, a tragic phenomenon called microvascular rarefaction. This restriction deprives your type 2 fast-twitch muscle fibers, the exact fibers responsible for explosive strength, balance, and preventing catastrophic falls, of the vital blood flow they need to survive. When you step into the shower and direct a stream of warm water onto your lower limbs, you trigger immediate vasodilation. The smooth muscles enclosing your aging arteries relax, causing the vessels to expand and allowing blood to rush into the deep recesses of your muscle bellies. But heat alone is passive. The true magic occurs when you abruptly flip the handle to cold. This sudden temperature drop induces vasoconstriction, forcing the blood vessels to violently contract. This rapid alteration acts as an intense, involuntary cardiovascular workout for your vascular walls, restoring their youthful elasticity and creating a mechanical pumping effect that forcefully flushes out deeply embedded cellular waste. Studies in geriatric sports medicine confirm that this deliberate vascular gymnastics reduces tissue swelling and enhances deep muscle oxygenation far more effectively than passive rest. The precise protocol requires you to apply 3 minutes of warm water to your legs, followed immediately by 30 seconds of cold water. You must repeat this cycle exactly 3 times, and you must always finish on the cold blast. This final cold immersion locks the vessels in a structurally resilient, tight state, preventing residual fluid from pooling as you go about your day. However, because this profound temperature shift creates an immediate, powerful cardiovascular reflex, anyone living with an unstable heart condition or unmanaged blood pressure must consult their physician before incorporating this routine. External neural activation and thermal conditioning lay the structural foundation, but the final battle against muscle cannibalization is fought deep within your cellular biochemistry. To permanently stop the body from tearing down its own flesh, we must deactivate the chronic, low-grade inflammatory enzymes that silently block protein synthesis in older adults. The keys to unlocking this internal defense system do not come from an expensive pharmacy. They are hidden within the white kui dua ho, the thick white rind of the watermelon, a precious material that millions carelessly toss into the garbage every day. This disregarded white rind is nature's most concentrated source of L-citrulline, an extraordinary amino acid that acts as a master regulator of vascular health. When you consume L-citrulline, your body converts it into nitric oxide, a gaseous signaling molecule that dissolves directly into your arterial walls. For a body over 60, nitric oxide is a literal fountain of youth. It forces the microscopic capillaries inside your muscle cores to open to their widest possible diameter. This massive dilation ensures that the protein from your daily meals is actually delivered into the starved muscle cells to build new tissue, rather than floating uselessly in your bloodstream and being excreted as waste. To harness this biological gift, simply gut or shave 100 grams of the clean white watermelon rind, boil it in 400 milliliters of water for 5 minutes, or run it through a juicer to extract the pure liquid. Drink this earth-toned, refreshing elixir every morning on an empty stomach to prepare your cellular pathways for the day. A vital safety boundary must be noted. If you suffer from advanced chronic kidney disease or are currently prescribed pharmaceutical vasodilators for blood pressure, you must seek medical clearance before making this a daily habit, as the natural surge in nitric oxide can drop your blood pressure lower than intended. To solidify this chemical reconstruction, you must pair this morning ritual with vitamin D3 combined with vitamin K2 during your first meal, which directly switches on the specific genes responsible for senior muscle hypertrophy. Finally, take magnesium glycinate in the evening to relax the neuromuscular junction, completely eradicating nocturnal muscle cramps and allowing your body to synthesize new protein fibers during uninterrupted, deep restorative sleep. When you bind these 3 distinct forces together, the neurological awakening of dry brushing, the hemodynamic pump of contrast showers, and the deep biochemical restoration of L-citrulline, your body undergoes a profound, immediate shift from state-sponsored destruction to fierce preservation. This is not a collection of disconnected tricks. It is a synchronized, closed-loop biological siege against aging. For a body that has weathered more than 60 years, the transformation that follows this daily commitment is both rapid and undeniable. Within a mere 7 to 10 days of unwavering consistency, the silent erosion of your strength slows to a crawl, and the dormant architecture of your legs begins to rebuild. You will first notice it in the quietest, most mundane moments of your day. The subtle, unnerving tremble in your thighs when you descend a flight of stairs begins to fade into a feeling of solid stability. The heavy, leaden exhaustion that makes rising from a low, soft armchair feel like a monumental struggle is replaced by a fluid, effortless leverage. Your steps will feel grounded, heavier in authority, but lighter in burden. as if your feet are once again reclaiming their rightful ownership of the earth beneath them. This entire life-altering blueprint requires less than 15 minutes of your day, a tiny fraction of time to exchange for the absolute salvation of your physical autonomy and freedom. The neural pathways, the microvascular walls, and the cellular factories inside your muscles are all waiting for this exact spark. You do not have to choose which weapon to deploy. They are designed to fight simultaneously on different layers of your biology, protecting you from the inside out. Commit to this routine for just 1 week, and allow the sudden, surging resilience of your own flesh to prove that your strength was never truly gone. It was merely waiting to be remembered. The profound lesson woven through this journey transcends the physical mechanics of muscles, nerves, or vascular walls. It is a fundamental truth about how we view our own value as we age. We live in a society that quietly conditions us to accept decay as an honorable surrender, whispering that weakness is the natural tax we pay for living a long life. But the ultimate truth is that your body never truly wants to quit on you. It is a highly responsive, incredibly intelligent masterpiece that simply reacts to the signals you feed it. When we stop stimulating our tissues, when we discard the very nutrients nature hides in plain sight, we are inadvertently telling our biology that we are ready to fade away. The application of this lesson to your current life is simple yet revolutionary. Treat your physical body not as an aging monument to be pitied, but as an active, living organism that is still entirely capable of adaptation and renewal. You can choose right now, today, to reject the passive slide into fragility. By taking control of the small, daily choices, spending 15 minutes to activate your circulation, breathing life into dormant muscles, and nourishing your cells with intention, brings an immediate reclamation of your personal dignity. Your health is not a lottery won by luck. It is a daily sculpture formed by your choices. Do not wait for a catastrophic fall or a loss of independence to force your hand. Start small, act with fierce intention, and understand that every deliberate action you take today is a profound declaration that your future is still worth fighting for. As we close this chapter together, I would love to hear your thoughts on this perspective. Which specific change or concept from today's video resonated with you the most? Please share your valuable thoughts in the comment section below so our global community can read, learn, and draw inspiration from your journey. Finally, if you found value in this message and want to stand with us in this mission of reclaiming health, please gracefully hit that subscribe button. Your support provides the vital fuel and motivation we need to continue crafting these deep, life-changing guides for you. Thank you for your time, stay strong, and we look forward to walking alongside you in our next video.